You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show.
We've got wind, rain, and football here on Friday night. Welcome to Markesan High School football field for the regular season finale between the Marshall Cardinals and Markesan Hornets. Marshall is alone atop the conference, looking to take a conference title and ride some momentum into the postseason, and they're taking on a young team in Markesan, looking to build some momentum and learn more about themselves ahead of next season. This Daily Dodge broadcast is brought to you in part by Columbus Family Dental, Hometown Glass and Improvement, Cousin Sums of Beaver Dam, Park Village Shopping Center, Jerry's Automotive, McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Klodowski Real Estate, Silica for Your Home, Summit Ford, Preferred Dental Partners, Beaver Dam and Mayville Tire and Service, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Slumberland of Beaver Dam and Watertown, Reed Chrysler, Dodge Jeep Ram, Air Care, White Construction, The Dump, and we will take a quick break, go to pregame, get some interviews with the coaches, get to know these teams a little more, and then we'll be back here on Daily Dodge TV.
Are you ready for peace of mind? Chad Guzzi here, owner of Air Care in Beaver Dam. If you're tired of unexpected repair bills, you want to sign up for our Total Care plan. It ensures top performance and prolonged life of your heating and air conditioning equipment. Air Care's Total Care customers receive annual inspections as well as a reduced maintenance rate plus a 10% discount on all service repairs. Air Care, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. 920-356-8860.
The teams at Beaver Dam and Mayville Tire and Service are growing and adding service technicians and auto lube technicians. Work in a clean shop environment with a fun and friendly team that is committed to excellence and customer satisfaction. Competitive pay based on experience, full benefits including health, dental, 401k. Join the growing team at Beaver Dam and Mayville Tire and Service. Find full job postings on Facebook or visit either location to submit your resume.
You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show.
I'm Corey Sparks here on Daily Dodge TV, speaking with John Dunleavy, the head coach of the Markesan football team, ahead of their matchup against Marshall. Coach, this is the last regular season game of the year for your team. What have you learned about this group so far?
It's been a long time for us this season, being a super young team. So learn these guys have probably had more patience than I have. Learned that about them, that, they kept with it. They kept hanging in there. From a win-loss standpoint, that hasn't been where we wanted it to be, but the guys have been practicing hard all year. They've been continuing to want to get better, taking coaching. So I've learned that we've got a really good group of kids, I guess. That's probably the bottom line.
Absolutely. Let's look back at that September 8th game against Dodgeland. This team allowed a season-low 12 points on the day. What were you guys doing so well on defense to make that happen?
I think, nothing different than we do any other game. I think, we just tackled well. Guys did their jobs, and Dodgeland, hasn't been the greatest this season from a win-loss standpoint, so maybe that was something that we needed to have a little confidence that game to get ourselves going. So once we got rolling and believed we could do good things here, that one kind of just ended up that way for us, just once we got a little confidence in that game.
And then last week's game against Cambridge, your team put up 22 points in the second half. What was working following the halftime adjustment for this offense to kind of get going?
We didn't actually really make any adjustments at halftime at all. We moved the ball very well in the first half, too. We just got inside the red zone a couple times, and we weren't able to finish those drives. Once we had a turnover, and the other time we just turnover on downs, and we had an unfortunate penalty on 3rd and short that kind of put us back against the sticks. Otherwise, we might have scored that one as well. We did a great job that whole game in controlling the time of possession. Cambridge has a really good offense, and part of our game plan was there to kind of just shorten the game and limit possessions, and we did that, and we scored, I think, every possession in the second half that we had, and we just kind of ate a ton of time but scored every time. We couldn't get the stop we needed to in that game, but that was probably our best 4 quarters of football all year that we played last week against Cambridge.
And then someone who's been a real catalyst for you guys on both ends is Treston Eckstein. Can you just talk about his impact on both ends of the ball this year?
Yeah, Treston's come on here as of late. He's only a sophomore this year. He started actually for us as a center last year on our offensive line, and now he's playing quarterback for us this year. I don't think there's many kids who transition from starting center on the O-line to starting quarterback on your offense. So he's a kid who can play any position, and he's a gritty, hardworking kid who lives for the competition of football. And he's kind of growing into some leadership role for us as well, even though he's only a sophomore. So he's our decision maker on offense. Plays quarterback for us in our option system. And then defense, he's one of our inside linebackers who probably does the most communicating for us on that side of the ball as well. So that's probably the biggest thing. His communication has really grown for him, and that's helped us as a team.
And then lastly, Coach, what does Tresson and what does this whole team need to do in order to be competitive and put up a great fight against Marshall to end the season on a high note?
We need to be assignment sound on defense. So Marshall's very good on offense. They're very well coached. They're going to, do a good job coaching their guys up, putting us in some situations to, because they run a version of option football as well. So something we're a little familiar with. So hopefully we can have a decent plan against those guys and, get our guys to believe that trust what they see, do your job. We do that, tackle well. Matthew Model, he's the leading rusher in our conference. He's been kind of a thorn in our side the last few years. He's a senior this year. He's a tough guy to tackle, so we're going to have to gang tackle and tackle him well and pursue to the football there on that side of the ball. Offensively, I think if we can somehow, mimic what we did last week, and continue to move the chains, get first down to build some confidence in offense, that'll be a big part of what we do as well. The weather looks like it could be a factor here Friday, looking like maybe some rain Thursday night to Saturday morning, and could be playing in a wet one Friday night. So obviously trying to take care of that football and win the turnover battle is going to play a role too.
That was head coach John Dunleavy taking the time to talk to us ahead of his team's regular season finale. It's the Marshall Cardinals and the Markesan Hornets going toe-to-toe in just a few moments, only on Daily Dodge TV.
I'm Charlie Dern with Daily Dodge TV, here with Marshall head coach Matt Kleinheinz ahead of Friday's game against Markesan. Coach, after a loss 2 weeks ago, you guys got back on track last week. How can you continue to build that momentum heading into the playoffs?
Well, I think our biggest thing for us is we just got to get healthy. So, first and foremost, in that loss a couple weeks ago, credit to Cambridge that they played an outstanding game. But our three senior captains and another fourth senior all started that game, and they were all on the sidelines by 2 drives into the third quarter in a one-score game. Injuries are part of the game, and it's a fluky thing. But I don't think I can ever recall, 3 of your top players getting hurt in about a quarter span of that game. And so our biggest thing is we got to get healthy. And I think we're going to get 3 of the 4 back at some point. The question is when. I'm not sure we're going to have them this week. I'm not sure we'll get them back for playoffs. I think we'll get them back for playoffs, but I think that's our biggest kind of thing right now is getting those guys healthy. It's certainly given an opportunity for some of our younger kids to step up. We had multiple kids making their first varsity start last Friday night. So while the experience is good, I'm not sure this is the point in the season where we want to be messing around with too much of that stuff unless we have to. So, but if we do have to, at least those kids have a little experience heading into the playoff push here. So one of them is a 2-way returning all-conference lineman, O&D line. Another one, he was pretty banged up last year. He's our fullback. He's almost a 1,000-yard rusher. As a sophomore, he was a 2-way all-region player, not just all-conference. He's a stud. And then the other kid was a 2-way first-team all-conference, offense, defensive, flex player last year. We just move them all over the field. They're, like I said, there are 3 captains. There are 3 best players, and you lose those 3 kids in the span of a quarter. You don't really plan for that in a game.
It looks pretty rough on Friday. Has that changed your preparation at all?
The way our practice weeks work is Monday. So what we do is we call Monday Learning Day. So Monday is Learning Day. We learn about our opponent. We learn about how we want to attack them, things like that. Tuesday is Install Day. So we start putting in our stuff on Tuesday. We're making sure that the things that I got drawn up on paper, then when I see it, and our defensive coordinator as well, that when we see it, yep, this is going to work. Maybe that's not going to work quite like I thought it was. So Tuesday's Install Day. Wednesday is that's our okay, this is our work. We call Wednesday our work day. So today's our work day. And so what we'll do tonight, I didn't want to use the wet ball on learning Install Day. Tonight, now that it's work day and the kids kind of know what we want to accomplish for the week, we'll practice with a wet ball tonight. We also run out of pistol, so we're normally, but if it's just too bad on Friday night, so we're going to start taking snaps under center tonight as well, so that we're prepared for that. So, this is certainly something that is on our radar, pun intended, that we're going to make sure that we're ready for the elements on Friday night, because I mean, it sounds like it could almost be monsoon-like, and so for us to think that we're going to get a shotgun snap every time, we got to make sure that we have Plan B ready, and we're not just throwing it at the kids at halftime like, hey, we're going to go under center in the second half. No, we're going to practice that so that we're ready.
That was head coach Matt Kleinheinz ahead of Friday's matchup between the Marshall Cardinals and Markesan Hornets, exclusively on Daily Dodge TV.
American drivers overpay an average of $368 per year on their auto insurance. Why? Because, well, insurance is hard. It's complicated. It's time-consuming to get quotes from multiple companies, so we overpay. Or we call Richards Insurance in Beaver Dam. Make one call and receive a quote from a great company like Auto Owners Insurance. The team at Richards Insurance will literally do all the work for you. So if you could be saving money each month with an Auto Owners Insurance policy, you'll know about it. How much will you save with Richards Insurance? To find out, call Richards Insurance or stop in at 123 North Spring Street, downtown Beaver Dam. With offices in Columbus, Watertown, West Bend, and Oshkosh. With over 50 employees and hundreds of years insurance experience across 5 offices, you'll get full-service counseling with no obligation. Your auto owner's insurance carrier is Richards Insurance in Beaver Dam. Call 887-1615.
We'll be there with you. Richards Insurance of Beaver Dam.
You're watching the Daily Dodge pregame show.
Welcome back to the Markesan High School football field for the regular season finale between the Marshall Cardinals and Markesan Hornets. We've got a good one today, but it's also not the best outside. So Charlie Dern alongside Corey Sparks. How much do you think the weather is going to play a factor today?
I think it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I know we've got 2 rushing teams, or primarily rushing teams, but at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to throw the ball a whole lot, especially as the rain keeps coming down and gets worse. The wind's going to get a lot worse as it keeps going, but I think we'll have a good game on our hands. You know, the weather's the ultimate equalizer in football, and especially when it's 2 teams on opposite spectrums going into the playoffs. I'm excited.
Yeah, lots of, there's definitely a gap between these 2 teams in terms of how they performed in the win and loss columns so far this year. But like you said, equalizer, lots of rain on the ground. That's definitely potential to kind of keep this game a little closer than it otherwise might be. You've got 2 run-heavy teams, like you said. One of them is Marshall that runs a lot of gun triple option. They'll fill the house in the backfield. What's a few things we can know about this Marshall team coming in at 7-1?
Well, I talked to Coach Kleinheinz before the game. I talked to him on Wednesday, and he was talking about how, yeah, they do like to go out of shotgun a lot, and we're watching them warm up now, and they're warming up out of shotgun right now, but we'll see as we keep going. I think they're going to have to go under center a lot, and I'm not sure how that's going to look in their offense. A lot of the film that we saw of them was out of shotgun in that pistol formation. They like to run that a lot, and they like to run that triple option out of that. I think as the ball keeps getting more and more wet and worn down, and as the players continue to, their hands get more cold, it's a lot harder for the quarterback to grip the ball. You're going to have to go under center. And we'll see how that works out for them, and we'll see how going into that triple option works out of center. But at the end of the day, with a win tonight, they'll get a share of the Eastern Suburban Conference title. They'll be sharing that with the winner of the Waterloo-Horicon-Hustiford game that's also going on tonight. Last game they won 40-26 over Palmyra. This is a team that's looking to get healthy before we get into the playoffs.
was the national anthem, and we've got the Markesan Hornets hosting this matchup. 1-7 overall, 1-5 in the Eastern Suburban Conference. Extremely young team. Talked to Coach John Dunleavy, and he said, there's a lot of successes that are not going to be reflected in the win-loss column. They're seeing a lot of growth. They're seeing guys like Treston Eckstein really step up, take a leadership role on both sides of the ball. Treston has accounted for 10 total touchdowns, 5 through the air, 5 on the ground. He's also picked off 2 in the secondary. I think this is a team in general, Charlie, that really just needs to maybe not look at the scoreboard too much tonight, but look at what guys are going to be leading us going into 2024.
Especially when my senior year we played on a really young team, and as a senior on a really young team, it started to become, as we were losing more and more games. We still made the playoffs.
There we go.
As we were a team that was losing and it didn't look like we were going to really make a playoff run, it did become important to start getting the young players involved and start to have some leaders show up on the team. And that'll be something that I think Markesan's going to really need to lean on in this game, especially when the weather and the going gets tough against a really, really good team.
Yeah, Marshall obviously battle-tested coming in as these two teams are just about ready to square off. Meanwhile, Markesan looking for their second win of the year. They are coming off of a 34-28 loss against Cambridge, scored 22 in the second half. Coach Dunleavy said that's the most complete game they've played all year. The offense showed up. They just couldn't get a stop on the other end. We'll see what they have. Like you said, equalizer. You've got the weather here. We're going to go to another quick break here on Daily Dodge TV, and then it will be time for the Marshall Cardinals and Markesan Hornets right here on Daily Dodge TV.
Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster at Columbus Family Dental. If you've been unhappy with your smile, it's time that you come and see us. Our team of doctors are waiting to help you get your smile back. We'll take the time to talk with you and treat you like a member of our family, not just another number. Whether it's a whole mouth makeover or simply a little tweak, we'll find the right solution that fits you. For your free, no-pressure consultation, call us today at 623-5559.
The fun doesn't stop when the game clock hits 0. Celebrate your team's sweet victory at the Dump Bar and Grill in Cambria and tackle some mouth-watering appetizers, award-winning juicy burgers, or some crispy wings. The Dump Bar and Grill has it all. And with their newest Annex edition, enjoy more seating for all fans to gather. Satisfy your hunger and get to the Dump Bar and Grill in Cambria, your go-to spot for great food and good times. TheDumpBar.com, cheering on all our local student athletes.
Welcome back to Daily Dodge TV, brought to you in part by the Columbus Family Dental and Hometown Glass and Improvement. Corey Sparks alongside Charlie Dern for Marshall here in Markesan against the Hornets. Just about ready to kick off here. It's senior night. These guys are going to try and trudge through the sludge and pull as much as they can out of this regular season finale. So we'll get kickoff from the 40. It's kind of curious, Charlie. What's the weather going to look like? We knew it was going to rain. It's been nastier today. So I think if these two teams can get away with this type of weather, they'll be happy.
This is fine. If they can take this for the rest of the game, this will be fine. They're starting to get out the weather parkas. I always loved those. As backup quarterback in high school, I would wear the starters on the sideline. I'd be warm for a good amount of the game.
Keeps you warm. There's a squib far side picked up at about the 28, and it'll be wrestled down right there.
Already slipping.
Oh, yeah. You're going to see a lot of that today. You can only do so much to manage a field when there's an inch or 2 or 3 of rain in the ground in some areas. Brady Kleinheinz will take over for the Marshall offense. Again, look for full house set, lots of gun triple option. A team that runs the ball a lot anyway, and you're going to see that exemplified in this type of weather. Be interesting to see, though, Charlie. Like you said, with the ball getting more slippery, do they move under center at any point? They're out of the gun right now. Motion left to right now. 3 receivers left, 1 near side right. Still pistol. And there's a little quick screen. Running far side all the way up, and he's called out. We'll see where.
It's going to be interesting how they make these calls on the sidelines. There's not a lot of paint out there. It's going to be hard to tell when they really are stepping out.
Really going to test the eyes. We talked about both teams having to run it, and here comes Marshall coming out, hitting him in the mouth with a little screen. We'll see how much they do that depending on the conditions out there today. Three receivers left, one to the right again out of pistol. Klein-Hines this time. Handoff up the middle. It's a draw. Be second and about medium here. And here it is, two wings, one left, one right, and a back behind Klein-Hines. And they'll go with a run to the right. Nice tackle there, and it'll be third and short. That was Max Temple, the lead receiver on this team, almost at 500 yards through the air. Takes a little handoff. This is big here. Markesan seeing if they can get a stop. I'd assume this is 4-down territory if it stays a short line to gain. Full house set again. There's the handoff stretching forward. It's going to be close.
Smash mouth football.
Looks like Meyer stretched out and was about a yard short. Offense is staying on the field for Marshall. Under 10 minutes to go. We're just about 5 minutes into this one. Marshall controlling so far. 4th and 1. Markesan trying to make a stand. And they just might have. We'll see where forward progress was ruled. Yeah, that's going to be a turnover on downs. I mean, we talk about all the gaps in talent and experience in the win-loss record column, and Markesan comes out and makes a stop.
Looked like Lake Michaels on the D-line for Markesan. Got through. Made that play. And
huge tackle there. Draw up the middle. Tyler Mass, that's somebody this team's going to have to ride all night long if they want to stay in it. Lead rusher, averaging over 5 yards a carry. 8 touchdowns on the ground. And he's nearing 800 yards on the ground as well. Another handoff up the middle. Mass doesn't get nearly as much on that one. It'll be about 3rd and 4.
Markesan offensive line didn't get any push there. It's pretty much stuff from the beginning by Marshall's D-line.
And that's going to be a huge storyline today with this weather. Battle in the trenches. Who can move that line of scrimmage?
Especially on offense for Marshall. Coach Klein-Hines was talking about their injuries earlier in the week, and they're down a couple offensive linemen.
See if Markesan can take advantage against a bruised-up Marshall team. Nass lowers the shoulder. And the second effort moves the chains for Markesan. First point of contact was about at the first down line, and Mast went forward for another 6-7 yards. Dunleavy's team slowing it down here. Another run.
Looked like he might have tripped on his lineman there. I was
going to say.
Maybe his running back.
Yep. Little friendly fire there.
Still fell forward.
That's true. Eckstein for a gain of about 3. The Hornets moving the ball here. This one's a stretch to the right. Gain of about 2 to 3 for Mast. It's been all on the ground so far.
Never understood the down running back, having him go all the way down. Never understood it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really help get your footing and get your acceleration, at least from what I've experienced.
Oh, yeah.
But it worked there.
I guess so. Team going to try and get north and south here. 3rd and about 6. It's a pitch to the outside. Wrapped up and brought down. Short about 2 to 3 yards. That was Graydon Vredeveld on that one.
Eckstein got a little lucky there on that pitch. It looked like it was almost going to get tipped and result in a fumble. Go the other way, but game of inches, and it worked out.
Crowded backfield for sure. Offense staying on the field. Markesan's defense stood up in this scenario. We'll see what their offense can do. It's a keeper. And Eckstein's not going anywhere. So a pair of turnover on downs so far.
Marshall got a great push on that play. There was about 3 guys in the backfield before Eckstein could even really make a play out of it.
Tried to find a gap, could not. And it's not much of a secret. You're not going to see a whole lot of down the field throws from either side today. So Marshall will take back over at about their own 30. Pistol formation. Dropping back is Kleinheinz. There's a down the field throw, but it's short.
That's Temple. They're looking to get Temple involved early. He was open for yards and yards. He got way behind the defense there.
Kleinheinz just needed some more air under that one. Temple, again, this team's leading receiver. 483 receiving yards coming into this one. But Kleinheinz not able to get the ball to his man. Pistol once again. There's a screen. Far side, he's got a 1st and more.
They're looking to get him in the open field and make plays. He's quick, and
and we got a
quicker
flag.
than a lot of them. A lot of Markesan.
Oh, yeah. It's like holding on the defense. That's going to be 10 yards after the end of the play. So Marshall.
We've already seen 2 screens in that jet sweep, and then that pass play that could have gone for more to Temple.
Lots of pre-snap motions. Dropping back again is Kleinheinz. And he overthrew his man. Again, another receiver wide open. You wonder the moisture on the ball, how much is it impacting the grip of Kleinheinz right now?
Coach Kleinheinz was telling me before on Wednesday that they were going to be practicing this week with wet balls to get ready for tonight. Didn't look like it mattered too much there. That had a nice tight spiral, but still overshot him.
Yeah, just overcompensating a little bit. And Coach Dunleavy for Markesan said they anticipated this, whether they were looking at the radar about Tuesday, understood it could be an ugly football game. Pistol handoff to the left, and he's free. And there's Matthew Model. We said we'd be calling his name a lot today, nearing 1,000 yards on the ground. And there's just, he's got a different gear. And that was actually Carter Pettit. There's that full house set. Dropping back, Kleinheinz. Almost picked off.
Didn't even make a read. He just took his footwork, stepped back, and threw it to the receiver running up the seam, but didn't even read the linebacker right there.
And it was almost one quarterback to another. Eckstein got a couple gloves on it.
Nobody's got their fingers taped. That was something that we did during rain games. We would tape our fingers at your knuckles instead of wearing gloves, and we're dealing with that.
Okay.
To help with catching balls.
It's a little sweep, and it is snuffed out by the Markesan defense.
They've run that with success a couple times already, but this time they were ready for it.
3rd and 12, Cardinals.
It's a flurry of Hornets swarming to the ball there. Marshall about 12, 13 yards to go, back behind the original line of scrimmage now. Kleinheinz dropping back, throwing, and he's got a man. Slam down around the first down marker. See if they grant it to him. And Mitchell Pletcher, Marshall's leading receiver, comes down with that one.
Tyler Mast, Markesan's middle linebacker there, didn't really get into his drop on defense. He saw a pass, and he was waiting for someone in front of him to cut across, and there was nobody home, so they teach you next. You look behind you, look to your sides, and
just kind of frozen in no man's land there. More action in the backfield.
Speaking of Tyler Mast,
Little redemption play there. We've got just under 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Scoreless ball game so far. Marshall back to that traditional full house set. Some aggressive through the air so far. This one's the dive option. And Meyer brought down after a gain of about 4 or 5.
we'd seen a lot more passing and a lot more counters and sweeps than we thought we were going to see, and that looked like they were getting back to their roots, playing their way of their style of football.
And that's what's gotten them here. Still a relatively run-heavy team. But maybe that was just it. The weather says you should run it, and you try and keep your opponent on their toes. So far, Markesan has stood up. Their drop back to pass. Kleinheinz steps up. And beautiful catch into the end zone for a Marshall touchdown. And Kenyon Miggins on that one, his second receiving touchdown of the season. The junior.
Nice throw. Nice throw by Kleinheinz.
Snap, hold, kick, and it's good. 7-0 Cardinals. With 2:43 to go in the opening quarter here on Daily Dodge TV, we'll take a quick 60-second break and be right back.
Cheer. Now cheer louder.
Any accomplishment worth doing is worth doing with all your heart and soul. The entire team at Hometown Glass and Improvement knows that dedication, time, and respect can lead to greatness. When practicing free throws, running for a touchdown, or installing new windows and doors, it's a commitment to something larger than oneself that creates a legacy. So keep cheering for your hometown team. Hometown Glass and Improvement, online at hometownglass.com.
Jerry's Automotive in Beaver Dam is a champion of our local schools. Team up with Jerry's Automotive by pumping your gas at their Spirit Pump, where 2 cents of every gallon is donated to a local school each month. Jerry's Automotive also provides exceptional vehicle service and repairs and a great selection of convenience items. Visit Jerry's Automotive Center WI.com and on Facebook. Jerry's Automotive, 700 North Spring Street in Beaver Dam, across the street from Beaver Dam Food Pride.
So Marshall gets on the board up 7-0 on the hosting Markesan Hornets. On a pass to Kenyon Miggins. 16th passing touchdown of the season for Kleinheinz.
He was second in passing touchdowns entering the game.
So definitely the resume for the quarterback there. Hornets trip down far side. And all credit to Marshall. It didn't look like the pass was working the first couple of plays. Obviously some rain and wind out here. Advertised to have up to 40 miles an hour. We haven't seen that yet. But sticking to it, and it worked towards the end of that drive. The Hornets will start at about their own 25. There's a pitch. That ball is loose and on the ground.
Their timing was off from the beginning on that one.
And you talked about operating under center just to try and lower that risk. Well, another risk you get when you're tossing the ball around in the rain is maybe you don't get the right grip on it, it goes flying. I think both sides, if you can keep the ball, I don't want to say that for Marshall, judging by that last drive, but keep the ball out of the air as much as possible if the conditions worsen. There's a clean handoff. And Markesan will get about half the yardage back that they lost on the prior play. So 3rd and extra long.
Markesan's been moving the ball early. They've been doing a good job of executing on plays up the middle on that dive handoff.
And Coach Dunleavy said this team, the offense has woken up the last couple of games. Again, 22 points in the second half in that 34-28 loss against Cambridge. It's just about the defense getting stops, but so far I agree, moving the chains a little bit. They've got quite the hill to climb here. They will keep it on the ground and barely get past the line of scrimmage. Klubertan's on the tackle, and we'll see if special teams comes out for this one. Deep in your own territory. Looks like that will be the case on 4th and long. We've got 60 seconds and ticking left in the quarter. 7-0 Marshall here at Markesan High School. And that ball's on the ground. Attempted kick. He'll roll to his left, and that's about as good as that play could have gone for Marshall. Ball on the ground. Just a sloppy play there. It was over from the snap, pretty much.
It all starts out with the snap, and we saw everybody practicing earlier in the game, and long snaps are going to be tough. If shotgun snaps are going to be hard, you know the long snaps are going to be even harder.
Oh, yeah, 8 yards back.
Even when he had a chance to catch it, his timing was off. Wasn't able to get a clean kickoff, and here we are.
And from there, rolling to the left. A tough move to make already to try and punt the ball in this weather with the wind whipping a little bit, but and you get some motion in there. Pistol set here. Kleinheinz hands it off up the middle. Meyer up the middle gets maybe one.
That looked like a design run from the beginning. I don't think he was actually reading that edge rusher because he had a lot of room to run if he were to pull it.
Mm-hmm. like the hips were closed, and it was that from the beginning. Now back into that traditional full house set. One receiver on each side. 3 backs in the backfield. And somebody jumped. Offsides on Markesan. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. That will freeze it temporarily. And now we will run to the end of the first quarter. 7 to Marshall and 0 to Markesan. Marshall driving. We'll take a quick 1-minute break here on Daily Dodge TV, presented to you by Columbus Family Dental and Hometown Glass and Improvement.
Is selling your home like a walk in the park? If you were in Central Park at 2 a.m., maybe. Chris Kladowski Real Estate. When it is time to sell, be it due to loss or love, growth or downsizing, staying near or going far, there are 3 basic steps. List it, sell it, move on. The steps are made simple by working with a trusted real estate advisor. Our family team is with you every step of the way, making those 3 steps as smooth and fun as possible. Kladowski Real Estate. We look forward to serving you.
Lamer's Bus Lines. Our community needs you. What drives you? Drive for Lamer's.
I wanted to do something good for my community, and now I get to make a difference in kids' lives.
Call or visit us at golamers.com for more information.
There's only so much fishing a retired guy can do.
What drives you? Drive for Lamer's.
Our kids need us. I felt like I needed to do something good for my community.
Call or visit golamers.com for more information.
And I'm getting paid for it.
Lamer's Bus Lines. Our community needs you.
Welcome back to Daily Dodge TV. It's Marshall against Markesan. The Cardinals up 7-0 on the Hornets. This broadcast is brought to you by Columbus Family Dental, Hometown Glass and Improvement. Also, Cousin Subs of Beaver Dam, the Friday night light sponsor for this fall. Marshall on the Markesan 19. Second and medium, run up the middle. Nice second effort. Moldenauer on the stop, about 3rd and 2.5. Can't imagine field goals really in play tonight.
I don't think so at all. We saw them kicking before, and look at the wind. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's not going to happen.
Did get an extra point from Marshall, but that might be about all we see in terms of trying to kick it through the uprights. Full house set once again, 3rd and 2. Handoff up the middle, initially stopped, will reach forward. I don't think he got it. Meyer stopped in his tracks, slammed down, and he actually loses a yard.
Part of me thinks they don't want to get Brady Kleinheinz hurt before the playoffs because they haven't run any read option stuff for him quite yet. And it feels as though the rushers are caving in and he's got a chance to pull it and make something happen.
I agree. It seems like a lot more design runs, or at least he's just not taking that option, but you're in a weird spot, right? You don't want to take your quarterback out of this game. You do have a chance at taking at least a share of the Eastern Suburban title. Marshall up 7-0 here. There's a whistle. And timeout by Marshall. Maybe got to think that one over. This team's trying to go up 2 possessions, but honestly, I'd say Markesan's held their own on defense so far.
They haven't made it easy for him. You almost think they got to go to the passing game. They've been moving the ball through the air, but when your bread and butter is on the ground.
We've seen a lot of that. We haven't seen Matthew Model involved as much, and again, that might be part of what you said, Charlie, where you're trying to rest your best players, at least somewhat, some active rest. They're still out there. You got to prepare for them on the other end ahead of the playoffs. But we've seen a lot of Meyer so far.
A lot of Meyer, a lot of Temple.
Head coach John Dunleavy for the Markesan Hornets said he's had to learn to exercise patience this year. He said the kids are a lot more patient than he is. It's not fun starting out 1-7. It's not fun losing a lot of games, but he's seen some growth in this young unit, and keep an eye on Model, who we haven't seen in a bit. Might be out. Might just not be in this game right now. There's a pass. And official falls, waiting for a call. Looks like he got his man. And touchdown for Marshall. Second passing touchdown of the day for Klein-Heinz. And Carter Pettit on the reception there, it looks like.
It's like watching the Packers on fourth down.
Yeah.
Go for a long ball.
Just air it out. Extra point is good. The snap, hold, and kick. 14-0. Marshall over Markesan. Moving the ball through the air. You nearly called it there, Charlie. You pretty much got it right on the nose. We'll take a quick 60-second break here on Daily Dodge TV, presented to you by Columbus Family Dental and Hometown Glass and Improvement.
Hi, this is Sandy from McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We are proud to support all Beaver Dam athletes. While at home watching high school sports, why not be comfortable? McKinstry's is a lazy boy comfort studio. We have sofas, recliners, sectionals, and reclining sofas. Stop into McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam and add comfort to your home.
Year after year, McKinstry's.
In today's financial markets, you will find all your needs met at Park Village Shopping Center. Time is right for a home equity line of credit. The folks at Horicon Bank can make those home remodel dreams a reality. Searching for sound financial advice? Kevin Smith of Edward Jones will help you make sense of your investments. Kevin knows the market inside and out. Knightberry Title meets all your title needs, from commercial to residential. The team at Knightberry is your partner for success. This is why you hear people say, I shop Park Village Shopping Center. You should too.
Park Village Shopping Center.
Welcome back to the Markesan High School football field. It's 14-0, Marshall over Markesan at the moment. 10:15 to go in the second quarter. Here's the kickoff. Another one that stays on the ground will roll for a bit, and Markesan's got to get on it. They do.
The squib kicks are tough to field, and you can't really get a return out of them.
Definitely an effective one there for sure. You've got the weird hops. You've got grass that's probably pretty wet right now. You don't know if it's going to hop high or just die, and it did a little bit of both there. So Brady Klein-Heinz, a pair of passing touchdowns on the day. He's up to 17 on the season. And now Treston Eckstein will take over. Interesting story. Coach Dunleavy told me he was actually a center for this team last year, and now he's under center. And, oh, how about lowering the shoulder? First down for the Hornets. Yeah, somebody who played center last year makes the switch to quarterback, has 10 total touchdowns, 5 through the air, 5 on the ground. And that's a promising start to this drive. So the Hornets are going to try and cut into this 2-possession lead. Eckstein under center. Direct handoff. And nothing doing.
That story of the transition from center to quarterback reminds me of junior football when I was growing up. Our center was under the weight limit so he could carry the ball.
Oh, jeez.
And so we called it, his last name was Nemo, or Nemo. We called it the Nemo sneak. He would quickly hand it off to the quarterback. Quarterback would pretty much just touch it, give it back, and he'd go for a run, confuse the whole defense.
Oh, my gosh. It's got to be a pretty creative play call there. If I'm on the other end, I'm not expecting the center to come and end up with the ball at the end of it. Eckstein with the keeper there. Little read option. He pulls it. He's ran the ball more often than anybody else on this offense. 132 rushes for north of 600 yards coming into today.
Nemo sneak got flagged every time we ran it in a game. Refs couldn't comprehend it.
They said this just doesn't look right, so we're going to throw the laundry. Motion left to right. It's a draw. And Tyler Mast will be wrestled down at about the line of scrimmage. He maybe got half a yard.
There wasn't exactly challenge flags in junior football. Couldn't prove to the refs
That it was legal.
that it was, in fact, a legal play.
Can't go review that one in New York.
One time our coach went and grabbed the game program and showed him centers under the limit. Still nothing.
There's a pass. And Eckstein dots him up. Austin Motoro, the lead receiver. Coming in with over 300 receiving yards and 4 scores. He's caught 4 of 5 of the 5 passing touchdowns for Eckstein so far. I was wondering, is this team going to air it out? Are they going to try and match Marshall? And there's Eckstein under center, more motion. Here's a run up the middle for about 1.5 yards to 2. Tyler Mast once again. He's the workhorse on this team. It seems like it starts with him. Halfway through the second quarter as we hit 7:30 to go. Marshall up 14, but Markesan driving. And again, if Marshall can take this game, they're guaranteed at least a share of the Eastern Suburban title. Right now, the game between Horicon, Hustiford, and Waterloo, it's 24-0 Horicon, Hustiford. Winner of that would share it with Marshall if they can pull out the dub. And Eckstein taken down. In comes the flag. Thinking horse collar?
Horse collar. He kind of just got manhandled, but horse collar works.
Yeah.
He smartly held onto the ball and didn't make matters worse by pitching it, and we already saw that fail once, so at least he's learning.
They're calling face mask on it.
It was an awkward tackle.
For sure, 100%. But yeah, good point, Charlie. You know, he had some poise and understanding. Look, even if there is no flag here, I'm going to hold on to this. Bad things happen when you're under pressure and you just throw the ball into no man's land. You try and get it to somebody and you're already being brought down.
No need to be a hero this early in the game.
100%.
You don't need to make a play when it's not there.
Everybody bunched here. There's a toss to the right. And Richter sees the ball here. Ran east to west on the play, tackled near the near sideline, and maybe gets half a yard. He's granted. And this team facing 3rd and 4 here. Under 6.5 minutes to go.
Looked like he would have been able to get more if he could have turned the corner, but ultimately Marshall was too quick getting to the ball there. They swarmed him.
I was going to say, took a pretty shallow angle. Here's another rush up the middle. And Mast brought down. Maybe 1.5 yards. They're going to give him 2. 4th and 2. This feels like a big moment. If this team can keep driving, maybe they get the momentum and cut the lead in half. If they don't, it's Marshall football up 14 with plenty of time to make it worse. Some teams would do the old tush push here. I don't see that happening. Eckstein keeps it, lunges forward, and easily gets the first down.
Are you team tush push or brotherly shove?
I think we'll call it, I like brotherly shove. I feel like that rolls off the tongue a little more.
Works more with Philly, but if you're not Philly.
It doesn't, yeah, I guess it doesn't fit,
push,
right? I guess that's more of a universal term. But Eckstein, he needed no help there. More motion, dropping back to pass, and it's picked off. Eckstein is picked. Marshall going the other way. One man to beat. And nice tackle there by Richter. Carter Pettit on the pick. Primarily operates out of the backfield, but like a lot of these teams, they've got guys who play both ways. Just not a smart throw there.
He didn't take a read. That was a timing throw on the post route. He didn't read it. Even if Pettit wasn't able to make that play, it would have gotten broken up by the DB behind him.
Eckstein finding trouble. That's his 6th interception of the season. And field position as well has flipped. Marshall now on the Markesan 25. Kleinheinz rolling out. Gets his man for about a gain of 8 or 9. Mitchell Pletcher on the play. Under 5 minutes to go. Now at 4:30 here, and Marshall has an opportunity to make this a 3-possession game before the half. Costly mistake there by Eckstein. Defense is going to try and stand up and support him. 2nd and medium. Airing it out is Kleinheinz and just overshoots his man. Back shoulder throw. Third and short here. 3 receivers to the left. It's a screen, blocks up field. That's going to be a first down and more. And flag on the play.
Looked like that would have been on the defense.
Waiting on the call here.
The blocking looked clean.
They're calling a face mask on the tackle. So that'll be half the distance to the goal.
Max Temple made a huge block to free him up on that play. Block down on the DB that was going to make the tackle.
Just fundamental football, helping the guy behind you. 1st and goal from the 2 now. 3:51 to go here in the first half. Marshall up 14-0. Direct handoff up the middle, and he's in. Myers got reservations for 6, and 20-0 Marshall.
That was just bully ball.
Huge gap opened up for Meyer. That's his 5th rushing touchdown of the season.
Markesan had 2 down linemen in the A-gaps right off the center. And then they just ran left of the guard for an easy score.
Talk about winning that battle in the trenches, and so far Marshall has done that. Snap holding kick is good. 21-0. Cardinals over the Hornets with 3:40 to go here in the first half. We'll take a quick break here on Daily Dodge TV, presented to you by Columbus Family Dental and Hometown Glass and Improvement.
At Preferred Dental Partners, our core values are more than just something we put on our wall. They're something we live out. Core value number 3 is compassionate care. Over the years, we've learned a very important anatomy lesson. There are humans attached to the mouths we treat, and we know humans are complex with many needs beyond their teeth. Whether it's the anxiety that accompanies walking into the door of a dental office, or when you're trying to juggle all life is throwing at you, we get it. If you're looking for some compassion with your dental care, call Preferred Dental Partners today.
10% off all brand new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokees and Compasses during the Jeep Adventure Days event at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam. Hello, this is Brent Reed, and with savings in excess of $7,000 on select models, there's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. And that's not all. Fall savings are definitely in the air with $10,000 off select Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs while supplies last. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam and reedchrysler.com.
Welcome back to the Markesan High School football field here. It's 21-0. The visiting Cardinals up. Kickoff on the way Meyer on the touchdown run. And here's the best return we've seen yet. Field position will be optimal for Markesan. They'll start at about their own 44.
That's Markesan's punter that returned that one.
Well, jack of all trades action there.
That's probably 2 more rushes than he expected to have today.
Yep. Just don't know where the ball's going to go on these kickoffs. Looks like they'll be marked at about the 43. 3:35 to go in the half. Charlie, I feel like these are drives that really matter regardless of the score. If you can score last and get the momentum, you go into halftime feeling okay.
Absolutely. And Markesan's been able to drive the ball a little bit. They just weren't able to finish that last drive.
Eckstein kept that one. Maybe gets a yard and a half. Klubertan's on the tackle. I'll give him about 2. There's a pitch to the right. Richter slammed down after about a gain of 6. They do cross midfield. Yeah, Alex Richter came into this contest with just 5 rushes all season. We're seeing a little more of him here. 6 foot, 150-pound sophomore, showing off the speed a little bit. 3rd and 2. Keeper for Eckstein. Second effort will get him across. That'll move the chains. 2.5 minutes to go here in the half.
Play looked like it was ripped out of an Army-Navy game.
Right.
Quarterback fakes the inside run and then just kind of hides behind the lineman and gets the 1 or 2 yards he needs.
Stay low, stay low. And works off for Markesan. It pays off for Markesan. They're now on the Marshall 45. This is a draw. Tyler Mass gets wrestled down for about a gain of 2. Beaver Dam currently down 38-0 against Wanakee. Both teams in the playoffs. Just looking for some momentum. Dropping back to pass is Eckstein. Almost picked off.
These safeties are giving him trouble. He doesn't see him. That was another one that could have gotten picked off.
And they're not playing that far back either, but that play took so long to develop that they were able to retreat back there and put a hand on it. It's like most of these plays, you see the Marshall defensive backs maybe 10, 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. See, everybody's scrunched up here. But those rollouts, play actions, they take so long to develop. Those safeties are able to get back. There's a run up the middle. Actually, it's a stretch to the right. They'll maybe get a gain of 1. That'll be 4th down. Tyler Mast again. And about 4th and 6 here.
And after a couple errant throws, you got to think that they're worried about the passing. And you got to think that, well, especially in a scenario like this where they know they've got 2 downs, they're going to probably keep running the ball. But down 21, you got to start moving quicker.
Oh, absolutely. And got to give some credit to Eckstein for sure. I mean, made a tough throw. Crucial mistake in the last drive. But again, somebody who just made this positional transition a few months ago. So he's got a few touchdowns to his name through the air. You're going to see mistakes like that. Just try and stay disciplined. He's had some trouble reading the defense. But right now you got to pin your ears back and find one of your best plays. It's 4th and about 6, 6.5. You're trying to claw into this lead, get any type of momentum going into halftime, and then you talk it all over.
I think they should try and make it easy on him here and just do a quick timing throw on a slant. Just a little 5-yard slant on 3-step drop. Make it easy.
Keep everything in the middle. Don't make him scan the field too much as this Marshall defensive line has been ruthless. And they're going. What a catch, near side. Austin Motorow. So risky play there going outside the numbers. You kind of feel everybody in the crowd here at home was holding their breath on that one, but Markesan pulls it off. And 1:34 to go. Clock will start. There's a pitch. Ball on the ground. That's dangerous. They'll hold on to it, but lose a big chunk on that play.
And that's just a drive killer. After you have a nice confident throw to a spot, unable to get the pitch again. And that's just something that, you know, they've probably worked on for weeks and weeks. They've got to have that down by now. They know that. And I'm sure that'll be something that Coach talks about following the game.
You've seen that pitch option. Here's a throw, and whistles before the snap. False start on Markesan, and now these things are starting to accumulate, Charlie. You get the faulty pitch. They've had trouble with that play all day, and then you're penalized, and now it's second and forever.
And you're right back to where we just were before that pass play.
Just about a minute left in the half. Marshall still playing pretty close to the line of scrimmage. You'll see a couple of DBs backpedal as soon as the snap is off. And Eckstein is mauled.
He didn't even get to the bottom of his drop before he was getting sacked.
Like he was maybe 3 steps in, and it was not supposed to be a 3-step drop. Tucked it, dove down. 30 seconds left in the half. We'll see if Markesan just tries to hold this thing, run a good timing play, and at the very least, don't give the ball back to Marshall. There's a run up the middle. That's masked. He'll get a healthy gain of about 4 or 5, and that might just do it. Unless we get a timeout. 10 seconds left. See if there's a timeout and maybe a chance for one more play. Or if they just let this run out. And we get a timeout right before the clock expires. Just want confirmation on that. We'll see. Yep, so 2 seconds left and we get a timeout. We'll get one more play. Fourth and a lot, and it looks like they're just going to go do or die here.
If you're the Hornets and it's 4th and forever and you're probably not able to throw it all the way down there, and after we just saw with the Georgia Tech Miami Hurricanes game.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you just take it to the half?
We'll see what they have drawn up here. The one thing you can't have is a pick six or anything returned for a touchdown. So should that ball get free, if you're on offense and you're not near it, get back. Get back. You might be the one to make the game-saving or the half-saving tackle to make sure it doesn't end up being 28-0. I do agree. A lot of things could go wrong here. One thing could go right. They get in the end zone.
Their last pass play, he didn't even get to the bottom of his drop before he got sacked. All he needs to do is fumble the ball, defense scoops and scores it. I'm taking it to the half. I don't like this decision, but I get it when you're down 21-0. Backs against the wall. Last game of the season.
Yeah, just see what you got. And they'll start him under center. He is rushed. Does stay alive. Gonna chuck it. And it's caught near side. Motorola brought it in. I guess there's a silver lining. It did pay off a little bit. Didn't get to the chains. Clock expires anyway.
Looks like Eckstein's kind of limping after that play. He got hit early. He made a great play on that, escaping the pressure, but now all of a sudden he's coming up limping a bit.
It looks like, yeah, he's hobbling a little bit. 21-0. Lots of defense on both sides, but Marshall has gotten it going through the air. 2 of the 3 touchdowns have been off the arm of Brady Kleinheinz. So 21-0 here from Markesan High School football field. We will take a 3-minute break and be back here on Daily Dodge TV, brought to you by Columbus Family Dental and Hometown Glass and Improvement.
Hi, I'm Josh Schneider with Silica for Your Home. We have a great feature available in our showrooms, our digital price tags. They search the internet every day and allow us to adjust the prices based on our competitors. That ensures you are always getting the best deal. If it finds a lower price, it will automatically change our silica price in real time. These digital price tags are all about saving you time and money. Shop Silica for your home for the best sales, service, and selection.
Hey, it's Stacy with Slumberland, Beaver Dam in Watertown. Stop in and see everything that our store has to offer. We built it just for you. We have mattresses, box springs, power bases, bedroom sets, furniture, living room sets, dining sets, everything that you would need to complete your entire home. We've got our interest-free financing and a really great local staff here to help you. So you've got all local people here to help you out from start to finish for anything that you would need. So stop in, shop local, and save big with us.
At Summit Ford Beaver Dam, we are committed to serving the customers in our community, to bringing you into our dealership and making the buying process easy, fun, stress-free, and memorable. Thank you for choosing us and voting us Dodge County's best place to buy a new or used vehicle. Stop in today for a test drive and to see how we can help you find the car of your dreams. Summit Ford Beaver Dam.
If this heat has you realizing it's time to upgrade your home's air conditioning, don't waste another minute or another dollar on wasted energy. Call Surefire today to see how much you could save with a new, high-efficiency Lennox air conditioning system. Stay cool and stay calm knowing Surefire is here for you with 24/7 customer service. Call us at 920-485-4883 or visit us online at surefireinc.com.
Are you ready for peace of mind? Chad Guzzi here, owner of Air Care in Beaver Dam. If you're tired of unexpected repair bills, you want to sign up for our Total Care plan. It ensures top performance and prolonged life of your heating and air conditioning equipment. Air Care's Total Care customers receive annual inspections as well as a reduced maintenance rate plus a 10% discount on all service repairs. Air Care, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. 920-356-8860.
The teams at Beaver Dam and Mayville Tire and Service are growing and adding service technicians and auto lube technicians. Work in a clean shop environment with a fun and friendly team that is committed to excellence and customer satisfaction. Competitive pay based on experience, full benefits, including health, dental, 401k. Join the growing team at Beaver Dam and Mayville Tire and Service. Find full job postings on Facebook or visit either location to submit your resume.
Welcome back to the Markesan High School football field. It is 21-0, Marshall over Markesan. Alongside Charlie Dern, I'm Corey Sparks here on hand on Daily Dodge TV, brought to you in part by Columbus Family Dental and Hometown Glass and Improvement. Review the scoring here so far. We got a pass touchdown with about 2:41 to go off the right hand of Klein Hines in the first quarter to Miggins. Klein Hines, second passing touchdown mid-second quarter. And Meyer with a rushing touchdown to put the Cardinals up 21-0. Charlie, what have you seen on both sides so far?
Well, to start off, I'm just glad that the rain has kind of held up.
Yeah.
Hasn't made it too hard for each team to do what they want to do on offense. Of course, Marshall's pretty much, I don't want to throw around dominated, but they've looked like the better team. We knew they were the better team coming into this, the more experienced team. Been here before, won before. They just looked more stout all around. But I've been pleasantly surprised by Markesan. I think that they've been able to move the ball more than I actually thought, and I guess partially I thought they weren't going to be able to because I didn't think anybody would be really moving the ball and everybody would be stuck in the mud. But I've been surprised. I think that there's been a couple poor decisions made by Eckstein, but as we've mentioned previously and multiple times, he only picked up playing quarterback a couple months ago, and he already has made some good throws. So,
yeah, we saw a throw with about a minute and a half to go to move the chains towards the end of the first half there, outside the numbers in the direction of Modero. Hit him on a dot, honestly, but then you got the fumble, you got the self-inflicted wounds with a false start. All of a sudden it's second and forever, third and forever. definitely a ball game that's been controlled by Marshall so far. These two teams did play almost a year ago to the date, October 14th of 2022. Marshall hosted Markesan, and they won 27-6. And somebody whose name we haven't called a whole lot today had a great game that day, Matthew Modal. Doesn't seem like Modal's going to be out there playing today. It doesn't seem like they're going to try and risk anything. But last year, Modal against this Markesan team, 30 rushing attempts for 216 yards and 3 touchdowns. So I guess if there's any silver lining here for Markesan, they haven't had to deal with that yet, which is nice.
And I was expecting Marshall to be running the ball a lot more, and I guess that's definitely because Matthew Modal, I wasn't aware that he wasn't going to be playing in this game. I don't believe Coach Kleinheinz mentioned that on Wednesday. I think on Wednesday he was still under the impression that there was a chance that he was going to get 3 out of the 4 guys that are down, that are the captains on the team. They're down 3 of their captains, Modal being one of them. And, well, Modal leads the conference in rushing yards. He's tied for the conference lead in rushing touchdowns with 14, and he leads the conference in rushing yards per game with 139.7. So I was expecting them to really be running the ball and see a lot of that dynamic offense that he brings to the table, but they've still been able to play well. I was also expecting them to do a lot more of that read option that we've noted that they aren't doing, and I think that we've got a good clue of why, and that's because this is the last game of the regular season before they go on to making the playoffs, and they want to avoid more injuries.
Yeah, for sure. And again, it might have something to do with the fact that Modal isn't out there. They've run that triple option a lot with him being the dive option. When you've got somebody who's averaging over 130 yards a game and is one of the best rushers in the state, there's that as well. Quick reminder for you folks who are wondering about the playoff stakes at hand here, or just title stakes for the Eastern Suburban Conference. If Marshall can hold on here up 21-0, they will get a share of it with the winner of the Waterloo and Horicon-Hustiford game. Right now they're at halftime, and Horicon-Hustiford dominating as well, up 24-0. So again, Charlie Dern and Corey Sparks on hand here. We've got still a half of football to go with about 6.5 minutes left here at halftime. We will take a 5-minute break and be back for 2 more quarters of football between the Marshall Cardinals and Markesan Hornets here on Daily Dodge TV. Brought to you by Columbus Family Dental and Hometown Glass and Improvement.
Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster at Columbus Family Dental. If you've been unhappy with your smile, it's time that you come and see us. Our team of doctors are waiting to help you get your smile back. We'll take the time to talk with you and treat you like a member of our family, not just another number. Whether it's a whole mouth makeover or simply a little tweak, we'll find the right solution that fits you. For your free, no-pressure consultation, call us today at 623-5559.
The fun doesn't stop when the game clock hits 0. Celebrate your team's sweet victory at the Dump Bar and Grill in Cambria and tackle some mouth-watering appetizers, award-winning juicy burgers, or some crispy wings. The Dump Bar and Grill has it all. And with their newest Annex Edition, enjoy more seating for all fans to gather. Satisfy your hunger and get to the Dump Bar and Grill in Cambria, your go-to spot for great food and good times. TheDumpBar.com, cheering on all our local student athletes.
Cheer! Now cheer louder. Any accomplishment worth doing is worth doing with all your heart and soul. The entire team at Hometown Glass and Improvement knows that dedication, time, and respect can lead to greatness. When practicing free throws, running for a touchdown, or installing new windows and doors, it's a commitment to something larger than oneself that creates a legacy. So keep cheering for your hometown team. Hometown Glass and Improvement, online at hometownglass.com.
Jerry's Automotive in Beaver Dam is a champion of our local schools. Team up with Jerry's Automotive by pumping your gas at their Spirit Pump, where 2 cents of every gallon is donated to a local school each month. Jerry's Automotive also provides exceptional vehicle service and repairs and a great selection of convenience items. Visit Jerry's Automotive Center WI.com and on Facebook. Jerry's Automotive, 700 North Spring Street in Beaver Dam, across the street from Beaver Dam Food Pride.
Is selling your home like a walk in the park? If you were in Central Park at 2 a.m. maybe. Chris Kladowski Real Estate. When it is time to sell, be it due to loss or love, growth or downsizing, staying near or going far, there are 3 basic steps. List it, sell it, move on. The steps are made simple by working with a trusted real estate advisor. Our family team is with you every step of the way, making those 3 steps as smooth and fun as possible. Kladowski Real Estate. We look forward to serving you.
Lamer's Bus Lines. Our community needs you. What drives you? Drive for Lamer.
I wanted to do something good for my community, and now I get to make a difference in kids' lives.
Call or visit us at golamers.com for more information.
There's only so much fishing a retired guy can do.
What drives you? Drive for Lamers.
Our kids need us. I felt like I needed to do something good for my community.
Call or visit golamers.com for more information.
And I'm getting paid for it.
Lamer's Bus Lines. Our community needs you.
In today's financial markets, you will find all your needs met at Park Village Shopping Center. Time is right for a home equity line of credit. The folks at Horicon Bank can make those home remodel dreams a reality. Searching for sound financial advice? Kevin Smith of Edward Jones will help you make sense of your investments. Kevin knows the market inside and out. Nightberry Title meets all your title needs, from commercial to residential. The team at Nightberry is your partner for success. This is why you hear people say, I shop Park Village Shopping Center. You should too.
Park Village Shopping Center.
10% off all brand new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokees and Compasses during the Jeep Adventure Days event at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam. Hello, this is Brent Reed, and with savings in excess of $7,000 on select models, there's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. And that's not all. Fall savings are definitely in the air with $10,000 off select Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs while supplies last. Let our family take care of your family at Reed Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Beaver Dam and reedchrysler.com.
Hi, I'm Josh Schneider with Silica for Your Home. We have a great feature available in our showrooms, our digital price tags. They search the internet every day and allow us to adjust the prices based on our competitors. That ensures you are always getting the best deal. If it finds a lower price, it will automatically change our Silica price in real time. These digital price tags are all about saving you time and money. Shop Silica for Your Home for the best sales, service, and selection.
Hey, it's Stacy with Slumberland, Beaver Dam in Watertown. Stop in and see everything that our store has to offer. We built it just for you. We have mattresses, box springs, power bases, bedroom sets, furniture, living room sets, dining sets, everything that you would need to complete your entire home. We've got our interest-free financing and a really great local staff here to help you. So you've got all local people here to help you out from start to finish for anything that you would need. So stop in, shop local, and save big with us.
And we're back from break. We've still got about a minute left and half. Even the broadcasters need to use the bathroom sometimes.
Oh, thanks.
Alongside Corey Sparks, I'm Charlie Dern. We've got about a minute to go until halftime ends as the team starts to warm up. We've got some Marshall players even wearing their parkas while warming up. It's frigid out, but the rain has held up.
I just ran up here. I'm not going to lie to you. Sprinted, actually.
You made good time.
Yeah, thank you.
That was impressive. I clocked about 3 minutes, 30 seconds for you.
Timed my 40 out there. Yeah, so definitely a game where the elements are out there for sure. But, yeah, we'll see what Markesan could do. I mean, I feel like it's one of those things. You've got 5 seniors on this team. Kind of want to figure out what's left in the tank. What can these guys do to end their season and end their career, really?
Last game was always really emotional. I remember having a couple moments. I'm not a crier. I'm not. But my junior year, we lost in the game to go to the state tournament. So I forget what round that would be called. Losing that game, and it came down to a coaching decision that I won't get into. I'll keep that buried.
All right, perfect. Won't get into details.
There was a lot of anger, a lot of tears. I myself was crying. And it wasn't like I wasn't going to see those guys around school either.
Just experience.
It was more or less being sad that the journey was over for a lot of those guys. and especially when we had made it that far, and that was one of the best teams that we had in a long time at my high school. It was emotional. But then at the same time, like we've been talking about, it provides opportunity for the young guys to then step up and start that rebuild, start to see who separates themselves from the pack, especially when, well, I guess we're looking at a Markesan team that only does have 5 seniors. My junior year was led by primarily seniors. But this is a chance for a lot of players to really step up and make plays and enjoy their last moments with those seniors.
Yeah, for sure. And for those younger guys, not only are you enjoying the moments with those seniors, we covered the Beaver Dam volleyball game was that Tuesday? It goes their senior night, going toe-to-toe with Portage. They fought hard. They didn't win, but they made it a best-of-5 set when they were down 0-2. I'd say the football equivalent of that's happening right here. You're down 3 possessions. What do you have left in the tank? What do these guys who might not put the pads on again, if they're not playing in college, have left in the tank? But then, right, you've got plenty of talent that's coming back next year. Austin Motoro made a beautiful catch outside the numbers to move the chains right before the false start and fumble towards the end of the first half. You've got some really bright spots on this team. And Coach John Dunleavy was saying nobody wants to go out there and be 1-7. The win-loss record is not reflective of the growth of this team. It's not something they're pleased with, but they are pleased with some of the young guys who have stood up. You've got a guy next time with a lot of athletic ability, some toughness. He was hobbling at the end of the first half. We'll see if he comes back out here. Told he's a wrestler, so probably will be back out there if he's got some toughness to him, but you've got a lot of guys with grit. You've got a lot of guys who want this, are willing to grow. And you're playing one of the best teams in the state right now when you're pretty much down to bare bones. You don't have a lot of seniors. I think Dunleavy's squad is learning a lot about themselves right now. And all things considered, I'd say defensively, they've had some pretty good moments to lean back on.
It looks like the rain's starting to pick up. I'm starting to see sheets of rain coming down.
Here we go. This is the weather that was advertised heading into this matchup for sure. You brought up the term equalizer before. Does this maybe help keep the game a little closer and increase the chances of something crazy happening and going in favor of the home team? Who knows? But that element's out there for sure.
I definitely think it helps Markesan when Marshall's been going through the air a lot more, especially the more than we thought heading into this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is a team that has not been afraid to throw the ball, but they still have been pretty run-heavy, as most high school teams are. This team's super conservative, runs a lot out of the gun triple option, but no modal today. Kleinheinz has 2 passing touchdowns. Yeah, the sheets are coming down now. This will be interesting. Looks like maybe some mist. We'll see if the wind plays a factor at all. We saw plenty of that early on. Marshall did receive in the first half. Markesan will get it here. And you've played before. How much, let's say they start at the 20, the 30, the 35, how much longer does that distance of 65, 70, 75 yards feel when it's starting to pour like this?
It feels a lot longer than it usually does, especially when you're going to have to go on the ground and each play is going to get you 3-4 yards. You just got to go chunk at a time. You can't try and make bigger plays when they're not there.
For sure, some nice moves near side. Good field position.
Fans weren't happy with that one.
Yeah, somebody pleading their case that maybe that was a late hit.
But like we were talking about earlier, you can't even see where the sideline is.
No. I mean, the boundary, pretty obscured right now. Ground's going to be beat up when you've got it. It's been raining the last 24, 36 hours in some areas here in Wisconsin. 41-yard line is where Markesan will start. Good field position. 59 yards to go, but again, it feels a lot longer.
This is where practicing with that wet ball really comes into play.
We'll see which team is more conditioned for this. Stretch to the right, stuffed. Lyman will push him forward. Forward progress will be stopped at about or maybe a bit before the line of scrimmage.
Fans are definitely feeling the rain. They're starting to yell more.
Yeah. Credit to these parents. They've got a senior out there. Maybe they just want to show up to this last game, and they're battling through it. There's a motion. Keeper and Eckstein. You could hear the pads pop from here.
They've already had trouble on those option plays with the pitch. The rain certainly does not help that.
And you think a part of that maybe is, yeah, there's a pitch option here, but we've had some trouble already. Is there a little voice in the back of Eckstein's head saying, should I pitch this in the rain right now when we haven't had too much success? Maybe that's partially why he's pulling it a little bit more here. But, again, just starting here in the second half, 21-0, Marshall over Markesan. Marshall trying to grab a share of the Eastern Suburban Conference title. There's a run, far sideline, healthy gain. We'll see where they mark him down.
Sending out the punt unit.
Interesting. Maybe just trying to flip field position here.
I know it's early in the half, but I feel like you've got to play aggressive. When you've got the ball and you're already halfway down the field.
Started with good field position. It would be 4th and about 5. And that long snap has been anything but easy. Returner's way back for Marshall.
Maybe 12 men on the field?
Could be. And if that's the case, depending on where this ball is spotted, could have a fresh set of downs. Unsportsmanlike conduct. And that will move the chains.
Looks like a coach.
I think so. And that's just a self-inflicted wound right there. You've got the stop. Not only that, but you have a team that's been pretty aggressive so far. Going out to punt it, the play is over, and did something that the officials were not too pleased with.
Maybe he was on the field?
Could be.
I'm trying to think of what he could have done.
Nonetheless, they're at the 40 now. Markesan trying to keep it moving. There was a pitch option there, and instead he just eats it and eats about a 3 to 4 yard loss, depending on where forward progress is.
I think he wanted to pitch that one,
It
but he
looked
didn't
like
even
it.
have enough time. He was getting hit as he was pitching and ultimately held onto it, kind of juggled it in his hands.
That's that battle in the trenches, and the rain is coming down.
In sheets.
9:22 to go here in the third. Markesan trying to drive, 2nd and 15. There's a stretch to the right. Decent gain of about 5. That'll get him back to the line of scrimmage for 3rd and 10.
They use that balance to look for a lot of different plays. It's opened up the passing game a little. It's resulted in some tough decisions, but when they stay in that balanced look, they've been able to make some plays happen. That one was for 5 yards, 4 yards?
Yeah, especially on those stretch plays, right? I feel like when you try and hit this Marshall defense in the teeth and go up the middle, they haven't had too much success. But out left, out right, it's helped a lot. There's Eckstein. Ball is batted and down. Calling it incomplete. And now what? 4th and 10. You are on the other side of midfield. Weather's about as bad as it's been all day. It's decision time here.
I'm still not sure if that was a incomplete pass. Sending out the punt unit.
No reviews here, so.
The thing about their punt unit is they keep Eckstein on the field. Looks like a pooch kick.
Exactly. Maybe you bring that element of surprise. You try and draw somebody off sides with a hard count, excuse me. And that is a 5-yard penalty. Now it's 4th and, dare I say, manageable.
Keep the offense on the field.
Capitalize on a couple of penalties here. This is where you dig deep. I will say 21-0, but a breakout play here into the end zone, 21-7, you've got yourself a ball game. Quick pass. Getting upstairs and making the grab is Motoro. And we've been calling his name all day long when it comes to the pass game.
He's the 4th down guy, it looks like. Keep going back to him on 4th.
He got up, some guts shown there by Markesan, and they're moving.
Eckstein's laboring out there. That's a tough kid.
Yeah, this is somebody who understands, I don't have a game, I don't have practice tomorrow. You're not taking me out of this game.
He's taking these handoffs, and on these last few throw attempts, he's just taking a step or two and throwing it.
This time it's up the middle. Tyler Mast gets another touch. There's some motion, the snap. Beautiful second effort, and the fans aren't going to like that one. They called forward progress.
I think the refs read the wrong who had the ball.
I think so too,
Eckstein
because
held on to it, and they called it down.
I mean, pushed through a pair of defenders, and by the time that whistle was blown, there was nobody touching him.
That's brutal.
What do you do there? Yeah, there are some questions to be answered on this one, because that had potential to be a touchdown.
That fake fooled the defense and it fooled the refs.
Yeah.
Fans are letting them hear it.
That's an effective play call there, maybe a little too effective. If you're fooling the guys in the zebra stripes. So they're going to spot the ball when that whistle was blown. First and goal for Markesan. There's a keeper, and these are the toughest yards to get on a drive. There's the snap up the middle. Mast is stifled and brought right back to where he got the ball. I think this team is feeling gutsy enough to go for a pass here.
Well, we know it's going to if they do.
Otero has been the guy. Whether it's a screen, something down the field. Push up the middle, touchdown Markesan.
8-yard run for Tyler Mast for the touchdown.
And Tyler Mast with his team leading 9th rushing touchdown of the evening, or of the season, excuse me. Of the evening, that'd be something.
That'd be record setting.
Oh, yeah. And we said it, one score, and you kind of got yourself a ball game here. 2-possession game. See if they go for 2 or go for the conventional PAT. Looks like it'll be for 2. Ball is up. And no good. So 21-6. Markesan gets on the board, makes it a ball game. Rain's coming down in sheets here. Wind's starting to pile in as well. We'll take a quick 60-second break here on Daily Dodge TV, presented to you by Columbus Family Dental and Hometown Glass and Improvement.
At Summit Ford Beaver Dam, we are committed to serving the customers in our community, to bringing you into our dealership and making the buying process easy, fun, stress-free, and memorable. Thank you for choosing us and voting us Dodge County's best place to buy a new or used vehicle. Stop in today for a test drive and to see how we can help you find the car of your dreams. Summit Ford Beaver Dam.
If this heat has you realizing it's time to upgrade your home's air conditioning, don't waste another minute or another dollar on wasted energy. Call Surefire today to see how much you could save with a new, high-efficiency Lennox air conditioning system. Stay cool and stay calm knowing Surefire is here for you with 24/7 customer service. Call us at 920-485-4883 or visit us online at surefireinc.com.
Don't even joke about that.
21-6, we've got ourselves a ball game here at Markesan High School football field. The Hornets get on the board courtesy of a rushing touchdown by Tyler Mast, his 9th of the season, 10th overall, 9th on the ground. Mast is one of those seniors, getting his money's worth here in his final game in a Hornets uni. There's the kick. It's a squib, decent return. Brought down at about the 33.
Now, if you're Markesan, this is where you need your defense to get you a turnover. You're in your own side of the 50. If you can get a turnover, all of a sudden, score another touchdown, it's a one-score game.
All of a sudden, things look a little brighter. The rain's not as bad. It's a mental game.
I was going to say, the rain's not as bad.
Yeah. No, you got to start thinking that.
I got what you're saying there.
Mind over matter. There's Pistol. It's a dive, tries to bounce outside, brought down around or before the line of scrimmage. We'll see where the spot is.
Cold is only a mindset, right?
Oh, 100%. You're on a beach right now. Sipping orange juice. I mean, to put this into perspective, this is a Markesan team that was 8-2 last year. They lost to Marshall 27-6. They're putting up a fight here as a team that's honestly rebuilding in their program right now. Holding their own. 2nd and 10. Handoff again. Stretch to the right. Meyer brought down after about a gain of 4. And there's an argument that he wasn't down. Fell on top of a Hornet helmet and kept churning those legs. It's about a gain of 5.
The right side of the line for Marshall did a great job of clearing everybody out, opening up that hole on the edge.
Some wide open field for Meyer a bit there. Third and medium for Marshall. The Cardinals holding a 15-point lead. There's that full house set. They'll take the dive, and no progress for Meyer. 4:45 to go in the third. Decision time for the Cardinals. Looks like they're staying on the field, Charlie. 4th and 4.
When it's this hard to get yardage, you might as well just stay out there.
Yeah, punting into this wind. Right. Unless we get a pooch here. There's nobody back. Or a hard count. No snap yet. About 4 minutes to go in the third. Everybody's frozen right now. They take the delay of game.
Strange.
I mean, if you're playing the field position game and you think you're going to punt it into the end zone, you want to back off maybe, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say a 60-yard punt is not in the cards.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Maybe just trying the hard count, and they decided, you know, if we take 5 yards, that's fine. Got your timeouts, but Marshall's going to save them. And here's the punt. That ball's on the ground. And oh my, he got free. A broken play. Impromptu fake. That was not the plan.
That's a backbreaker right there. That's disheartening if you're Markesan. You did everything right. You drove them to a punt. They take a penalty. They screw up the snap. Don't get the punt off. and they managed to get the first down.
Just found a hole.
My JV days, I had a pooch punt or two.
Yeah. How'd those go?
One of them really poorly.
Okay.
The other one I talked about for a long time.
Tale of two punts.
A long time. I'm talking about it again.
There we go. And airing it out in the rain. It's picked. A turnover. Markesan with some redemption.
Bit of a blindside block there. I'm not sure if the ref saw that.
We'll see if they reinforce that and just back the offense up.
It looks like that was on the return. With all the rain coming down, it's hard to see who even caught the pass.
Yeah, trying to look here and get confirmation so we can give him credit on a crucial pick.
Now, why would Marshall get the ball?
Are they giving it back? Is there a penalty before the pick?
If the penalty was after
then it
the
should
pick
be
was made,
right.
Then it's Markesan's ball.
And you reinforce it from there.
Right. The fans are letting him hear it.
So officials are going to get together here.
Markesan can't catch a break on a home field.
And that was Josh Herwig on the pick that has apparently been taken away.
I don't understand that one.
Yeah, that
to be
one's.
honest. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, if there's a penalty after the play, I mean, Markesan's got to keep the ball, and then if anything, you just reinforce it from the spot they took over.
Dunleavy's on the field asking for an explanation here.
Right, you'd back this team up to about the 15, and they'd take over from there, but they would keep the ball if indeed that penalty happened after the pick.
I think if I were a head coach, I'd get suspended if that happened to me.
Yeah.
I would be irate.
I mean, last game of the season, we'll see if he minces words. Unless there's an argument the penalty happened before, but I don't think there is. I mean, the flag flew after the pick, but yeah, they must be arguing that the flag was thrown late, and they're trying to reinforce something that happened before the pick. You can't call a block in the back until there is a return.
All right. I think that's the right call.
There are a lot of heads leveling now after that one.
Looked like a holding on the return is what the official just motioned.
Right. So maybe just some miscommunication between the officials on when said penalty happened, because, yeah, anything after that return, anything after that pick, and they should keep it. So there's an interception, the second of the season for Josh Herwig, and all of a sudden, the blink of an eye, Markesan's got the ball back.
Oh, boy, and now Kleinheinz is on the field asking for an explanation.
.324 to go here in the third.
Offense is lining up, defense is lined up, and Coach Kleinheinz is still on the field.
Yeah, if you like confusion, tune in here. You're in for a treat. Kleinheinz is on the field. Now he'll retreat.
I'm glad they cleared that up.
Absolutely. Herwig rewarded for the pick. There's a second effort. Eckstein lowering the shoulder on the keeper. Gets a gain of about 5. And that rain is coming down straight sideways right now. You can see it through the lights.
When I played, I loved playing in the rain, but now when it's 40 degrees
and windy, right?
20-mile-an-hour winds.
There's a run up the middle. And that will move the change for Markesan. So up in this quarter on Marshall, 6-0, and they've got the ball. Also winning the turnover battle in this quarter with that pick from Josh Herwig. There's a flag in the backfield.
Probably another holding?
I'm thinking so.
Yep.
The pocket, or what was left of it, collapsed rather quickly. Yep, there's the call.
This is where every hit starts to feel so much worse.
Oh, yeah.
You feel it so much more. Your hands start to hurt. As we see an injured Hornet.
Yep. Hour and a half into the game. The rain's getting worse.
Oh, he might just be cramping.
Yeah, I think so. Just stretching him out there. First and 20 after the holding play. Eckstein under center. There's the toss to the left. Mass doing everything he can to push those bodies forward. And all things considered, a pretty nice gain of 5. I'll call it 6. Plenty of time left, but these aren't exactly conditions where you can put together a quick drive. Need something to roll your way. Mass pushes it again.
Markesan's not winning at the line of scrimmage. Now, I know we talked about the size problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that will play an issue. But this is where you need to win at the line of scrimmage.
And now 3rd and 10. If this team is to go back and pass right now, in desperate need of getting Eckstein at least somewhat of a clean pocket. If it's a run, give Mast a lane. There's a pass, airing it out. And it's through the hands of Motoro. And there's a flag.
It's another good ball.
Absolutely.
That little fade pattern that they run, he's had some good balls.
And it's holding against Marshall. Yeah, he hit him on the hands. I mean, honestly, great throw when you consider going into the wind right now. Rain's whipping in your face. I mean, Eckstein about 25 minutes ago was limping off the field going into halftime. 45 seconds to go in the third here. Marshall up 15. And Markesan trudging their way down the field.
Motoro took off his gloves after that one.
Yep. Saying that's not going to happen again. Great throw by Eckstein. Snap it about midfield. Toss to the right. And there's some blocking. Mast is slammed down after a couple of yards, but for once not tied up in the backfield where he had to really work to get back to the line of scrimmage.
We're really starting to see some guys get banged up. Looked like Tucker Cobb from Marshall was banged up after that play.
Up on the tackle. Motion right to left. Run up the middle again. Maybe a gain of 1 for Mass. We'll see where they mark it.
Just nowhere to go.
This is not a team that's going to give you much if you run it up the middle. Especially we talk about the size disadvantage up front for Markesan.
I want to see them try some more stuff to the edges with that balanced look. They'll be able to open up some stuff on the outside.
We've seen a couple stretch runs go pretty decent. Pitches have been this team's Achilles heel. There's a pitch.
There we
and
go.
a tough run up the middle for Mass. He turns upfield.
When they line up in that balanced look, the Marshall defense is completely compressed. They've got just about everybody they can in the tackle box. You go out wide, all of a sudden you've got a lot more room to run.
And that is how the third quarter will end. Marshall up 21-6 over Markesan, but Markesan scored and is driving, trying to cut it down to one possession here on Daily Dodge TV, presented to you by Columbus Family Dental and Hometown Glass and Improvement. We'll step aside for a minute break and be right back.
Are you ready for peace of mind? Chad Guzzi here, owner of Air Care in Beaver Dam. If you're tired of unexpected repair bills, you want to sign up for our Total Care plan. It ensures top performance and prolonged life of your heating and air conditioning equipment. Air Care's Total Care customers receive annual inspections as well as a reduced maintenance rate plus a 10% discount on all service repairs. Air Care, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. 920-356-8860.
The fun doesn't stop when the game clock hits 0. Celebrate your team's sweet victory at the Dump Bar and Grill in Cambria and tackle some mouth-watering appetizers, award-winning juicy burgers, or some crispy wings. The Dump Bar and Grill has it all. And with their newest Annex Edition, enjoy more seating for all fans to gather. Satisfy your hunger and get to the Dump Bar and Grill in Cambria, your go-to spot for great food and good times. TheDumpBar.com, cheering on all our local student athletes.
We are 3/4 of the way home here from Markesan High School football field. Marshall up 21-6 over the Hornets, but Markesan driving here. Mostly on the back of Tyler Mass. A couple of nice catches and just impact plays in general between Eckstein and Motoro. Doing our best to give you the most salvageable picture quality here with the rain pouring in on the window.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Exactly. Big shout out to Aiden. Big shout out to Markesan for giving us a roof over our heads in this weather.
Could use a space heater.
Oh,
won't
yeah.
lie. Got the thumbs up.
Yeah. Second and 15 for Markesan here. And that run is going nowhere. Third and 15. Bunch set here. Toss to the right. And Richter looking for the corner. He'll gain a few.
Richter was the one who came off the field on the last defensive drive, cramping.
I think you're seeing a lot of toughness out of this team today. It's a good point, Charlie. I mean, we saw Eckstein hobbling off the field at the end of the half. He's had a couple of nice throws. And there's Richter. I mean, 4th and 9 isn't optimal, but it's a whole lot better than 4th and 15. You got to think this is the ball game right here. If they can get this first down, momentum keeps swinging in favor of the hosting Hornets. There's a pass for Eckstein. Catch near side.
Guess who?
And oh my.
Motoro. The 4th down man.
I feel like anytime it comes to that, it's going to Motoro. It's no secret.
Motoro's got to be down there somewhere.
Exactly.
Like those memes, right?
Yep. And this is somebody they're going to get back for a year. He's a junior, nearing 400 receiving yards on the season. That's saying a lot for a team that runs the ball. Eckstein keeps it and is wrestled down after a gain of about 2.
That was unfortunate for Eckstein. He had the hole there, and he stumbled out of the gates, but he still made a good gain out of it.
And we've seen players slipping since the first play here, but let's say give it up for Markesan against a team that is ranked number 9 by the WisSports.net coaches poll. Number 9 in Division 6 right now in Marshall, and they're giving him a fight. To only be down 2 possessions with a little under a quarter to go, and you've got the ball in your hands, threatening to score again.
That injury is wearing on Eckstein.
Yeah, you could see it.
He is hobbling out there.
There's a pitch. The ball's on the ground. Richter will fall back on top of it.
I know it's a big part of their offense, but these options just haven't been on today.
Not at all. Super hard to execute. Ball's hit the ground a couple of times. Owen Dornfeld is listed as a QB. Graydon Vredeveld is listed as a QB just in case Eckstein gets into any trouble. Final from Beaver Dam. Wanakee took them out 52-0. That Wanakee team has only allowed 13 points all season. They're blazing into the postseason. Horicon Eustisford up 30-14 over Waterloo. Whoever wins that will have a share, at least, of the Eastern Suburban title.
Marshall's got to hold on first.
I was just going to say, this one's not over. Not even close. And if Markesan were to pull off this upset, all of a sudden the winner of that Horicon Eustisford Waterloo game gets the title by themselves. So they're probably rooting for Markesan a little bit. Fourth and short. Another one of these game-defining plays. Who do you want to put your chips on that's going to get the ball? I'm going to go with Motoro. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to double up. I don't know, just prior events. Motoro's been a beast on both sides. He has 4 interceptions as a defensive back as well. He's been the 4th down guy. It's a toss to the left. Mast up the middle. He cuts back upfield. We'll see if they give him the first down. We'll see where the ball is spotted.
My depth perception's either way off or I'm just really wrong, but I thought he got that.
I thought he got it easily,
yards.
right?
Yeah. Here comes the chain gang.
Supposed to get to 11, and it looks like the ball's spotted around the 10. There it is, yep. You talk about that balance set, the toss out to the left to right, and then cutting back upfield. Kind of confusing this defense. They spread out for a toss like that, and then Mass has done a phenomenal job of just finding a lane. And they're going to say he was just short.
It's on the other side of the field from us, so I'm choosing to accept that my depth perception's way off. But I thought he got that by a yard.
It looked like it from here. 8:52 to go in the 4th, and a consequential turnover on downs. And this defense is going to have to make more than one stand, but this would be a huge one considering Marshall's right on their own goal line. There's a handoff, nothing doing.
Markesan's rallying to the ball. They're playing hard.
Absolutely not giving anything up easy.
It's a name we've heard a lot, Tyler Mast.
And how about, not taking a down off at all, really trudging through, not getting the call he wanted on that one. And next play, making a play. Second and 10 here for Marshall. Out of the pistol, there's the handoff up the middle. Second effort will get him a couple. We're looking at 3rd and medium for Marshall with 7:53 to go here in the final quarter. 21-6 Cardinals over the Hornets. Marshall rattled off 21 unanswered, and then Tyler Mast helped this team claw back in the 3rd. Make it 21-6. Here we are. Out of the pistol once again. Another handoff. Meyer cuts to the outside. He's got a first down and way more.
It's just running dudes over.
You talk about building character. Those tough 2, 3, 4-yard runs, and then all of a sudden you break one of those free.
I was about to critique and say that he runs really high and straight up, but then as soon as the defender comes near him,
he lowers the shoulder. Yup.
Right back down to where he should be.
Once there's any contact nearby, you see him kind of lower his center of gravity and really push through. Fresh set of downs here for Marshall. Markesan looking for a turnover. Meyer stumbles, takes the handoff, and rolls forward for about a yard and a half.
And that just screws up the timing.
Yeah. I mean, even to get that off on time, to be honest with you. Things could have gone a lot worse than a gain of 2. Seen a couple bubble screens here when you've got 3 stacked up on either side. Kleinhein's out of the pistol once again. Another handoff. Meyer rumbles and stumbles forward for a gain of about 4 or 5. Flag after the play. Little extracurricular activity.
That looked like a frustration foul.
That looks like it.
Unsportsmanlike.
Emotions flaring a little bit here. With 6:27 to go in the final quarter.
Now, if you're Marshall, you've got to make sure that you don't react and make matters worse and reciprocate.
Right, don't retaliate, then it's just you redo the play. Take the free yards while you have them. And I get the frustration, but Markesan's got a lot to be proud about here. Down 21-6 against a phenomenal football team, young squad. Future's definitely bright with Motoro making play after play after play on the offensive end, facing multiple 4th downs.
And they've had multiple drives where they've been 10 yards of goal to go, and all of a sudden
it falls apart.
It's a different game, and yeah, they haven't been able to execute down there.
Coach Dunleavy talked about that same point against Cambridge last week, a team that only lost by 6. It was 34-28. Called mainly a complete game, but he said turnovers on downs after driving the ball between the 20s. Hurt a lot. There's a cut to the left. And touchdown Marshall.
End around touchdown. There was a huge pancake block there that really set the edge and allowed that to happen. I believe that was Peyton Gundalak that had that, made that play on the offensive line for Marshall.
Nice block up front to clear things out. And no good on the PAT, so the score is now 27-6. And Carter Pettit on the carry there.
That was a big swing. That spot that we weren't sure about ended up being costly.
Oh.
That was a big swing.
100%. Long drive, capped off by a huge run by Pettit, and now it's a 3-possession game again.
With less than halfway to go in the game, or in the 4th quarter.
When not too long ago, I mean, in the red zone. Markesan was close to making it a one-possession game. Still playing him tough.
Another squib. Motoro.
Tough to bring down.
No, it's good. I gave him mine. It's for the camera thing.
There's a run out to the right. Richter slammed down right about where the play started.
Oh, and he's right back down.
Yeah,
He got hit hard. High.
Lots of hard contact. We saw him. He stretched out about 15, 20 minutes ago, entered back in, made a couple of tough plays, and now he's staying down. 5.5 minutes to go.
He went right down and he threw his helmet right off.
Yeah.
He felt that.
And again, it hurts that much more in this type of weather. Hopefully he's all right. Walking off under his own power, which is good news. Richter, after only getting 5 rushes all season, has been a lot more involved today. And one of the bright spots on this team, just a sophomore. He's been one of the catalysts on this offense, allowing them to move down the field. And yeah, he'll take a break along the sideline. We'll see if his day is done. Not much football left to be played. 27-6 Marshall over Markesan if you're just joining us. Thanks for doing so. Another balance set. Handoff up the middle. Mast doing everything he can. That's easily a loss of 3 or 4, but he trudges forward. And now they're saying the ball is loose.
Looks like they're calling him down.
Marshall was claiming the ball is loose, but the chains are just going to move a little bit. Yep, just 3rd and 6. Looks like knee was down first. Tough run. Could have lost a couple of yards there. And Mass has been doing that all day long.
Even got pulled by a few linemen.
There's a keeper. And Eckstein is leveled. I mean, that's just guts right there. You've been hobbling pretty much since the end of the first half. Calling your own number, taking a big hit. And now it's about 4th and 4.
I'd like to see him run with his eyes up, though. He's running, looking down, scraping up through the line. He's getting by, but...
Right. It's different than, you can stay low and still have your eyes up at the defender. He's getting low and looking down. There's a pass. And falling down is Motoro. No flag for pass interference.
I think Marshall got away with that.
Yeah, definitely some contact with the ball up in the air. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. 4:15 left here.
Mojo didn't really have a chance.
No, not even close. I mean, he was...
Ball was short. He's getting pushed away from the ball. That was short. Ref's got to help him out there.
Back on the ground by the time the ball arrived. I mean, yeah, like you said, really no chance to corral that thing in. It's that pistol look we've seen Marshall use all year with the triple option handoff. Beautiful play in the backfield. Loss of 4.
was a great tackle.
Oh, yeah. I guess who made that tackle? Tyler Mast. A gutsy performance.
Looks like Eckstein's out of the game, stretching.
Yup.
I mean, he's been in the entire game.
Protect the future there. That's somebody you're going to have for a couple more years. Improve leaps and bounds throughout this year. It's helped this team move the ball down the field a lot today. Just not able to punch it in. There's Meyer. Maybe a gain of 1 before forward progress is called.
Now Marshall's just going to look to get out of here and stay healthy.
100%. 3 minutes to go. Taking extra time between snaps, some substitutions. And what I would assume to be a run-heavy scheme here to keep the clock running.
Surprised Kleinheinz is even in the game.
Same here. I mean, just in case, right? Especially when you could slip on pretty much any play.
Yeah, and without Modal in the game, I guess you want to be sure that you can close this out.
For sure. Full house set. Second effort. Past the original line of scrimmage.
He's tough to bring down.
100%, and he's made it about 4th and 7, 4th and 8.
Pooch punt time?
That'd be something.
I love my pooch punts, man. I'm telling you.
Got a good memory, one of those, right?
Yeah. Let's go into detail about it, huh?
Right. Break it down.
Let's give them all boys managers a big round of applause. They're out here working in all kinds of weather.
Two and a half minutes to go here. About 4th and 9 for Marshall. I mean, yeah, this is the perfect pooch punt scenario, especially if nobody's back.
Sure.
Why not? And talk about toughness. Alex Ritger's going to come back in. And it's not like he's a senior. It's not like he's playing his last football game. He just wants to be in there with his team.
That's impressive. He's still stretching on the field.
Yeah.
Those calves. Got to eat some bananas.
Right. Pass down the field. Almost picked off. Motoro knocked it. I mean, that's just somebody who can track the ball with the best of them.
I know that play gets you a first down if you complete it, but we're up 3 scores here.
Right. And a Hornet is down once again.
Looked like he was just picking some grass out of his turf.
Oh, yep.
Or picking grass out of his turf. Grass out of his shoes.
Hate when the grass gets in my turf. There's a toss to the right. And Tyler Mast made plenty of plays on both sides of the ball today.
Credit to this Marshall defense. They've been excellent at getting to the backfield and making plays all game long.
They've put this Markesan team in a lot of uncomfortable scenarios, these 2nd and 12s, 3rd and 10s, where all of a sudden everybody in the stadium knows you have to pass the ball. And again, not really covering over the top. Everybody's within about 10 yards of this ball, and then a couple of DBs will retreat upon the snap. Another run for Mast, stuffed at the line.
This is around the time when I'd start to get in the games.
Oh, yeah? This
Yeah.
is your time?
Yep.
This is Dern time?
Mm-hmm. Go in there. Some crisp handoffs.
There we go.
Yeah. Handoffs like you read about.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful form. Those
Mhm.
ones you practice in the bedroom when you're watching the game.
Oh, yeah. Great footwork.
And there's a toss. Ball gets free. Mast will fall on it. Minute 10 to go. And this is, maybe you air it out here, or maybe you just hand it off. But I don't think pitch plays are in the playbook at this point. Just asking for something to get free here.
I know it's a big ask of Eckstein to make a deep pass, but This might be your last offensive play.
Right, of this year.
Let him rip it. I have a feeling I know who it's going to go to.
Yeah. I think Marshall might know as well. Motoro's been on one today. We've got a timeout, and John Dunleavy's going to draw up one final play. Statue of Liberty, maybe? We'll see. See what's in the cards. 41 seconds to go. Maybe we start to see some laterals. I mean, what wouldn't you try here? Why not?
Sure. I mean, there's no bad plays at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe don't run it up the gut.
maybe no HP dive on 4th
Yeah.
and 20. I do want to reemphasize, though. I think Markesan, whether or not, has put up a really good fight. I mean, there was a point in this game about 15 minutes ago that it could have been cut to one possession. It came down to the spot of a ball. But great second effort runs by Mast. Great toughness in general by Eckstein. I'll reflect that on Alex Ritker as well, who we've seen leave the game a handful of times now just to come back. We've got a lot to take forward, knowing you put up a really good fight against this Marshall team, kept it respectable.
And it's a completely different game if they can convert down at their own 10 a couple times.
Oh, yeah, that's
completely different game.
That's possibly a 14-point swing. You punch it in. All of a sudden, it's in the ballpark of 21-13, 21-14. All right, so now 4th and 15. Keep an eye on Motoro.
It's one-on-one.
All by himself. There's a handoff. Got to leap forward. What a hit delivered. Not going to be enough.
Gritty run. And then he goes.
Mass lowering the shoulder. I mean, how about that for what could be your final run?
First down.
And they moved the chains on that.
I figured Mass was just going back on the field because he knows that he's
on
their
defense.
middle linebacker.
Right.
And he's going to play defense.
And speaking of spot of the ball, there we go. They moved the chains.
Why not, right?
And maybe that's not his last run. How about the guts running it on 4th and 15 to somebody who's come through for you all day long?
I don't know how that was a first down. Just, we'll go with it though, right?
Tough run, got rewarded for it. Now a run out to the left. And Mast turns upfield for a gain of about 6 or 7.
He really accelerated there, especially
yeah.
for the end of the game. He put his foot in the ground.
This is somebody who's making the most of every last touch here. 15 seconds to go. We'll see if they give it to him again. This might just be give it to your senior as much as possible. Let him cherish this. That's exactly what it is. There's Mast again, powering through contact. I don't know if he's been brought down on first contact all afternoon. If he has, it's taken multiple bodies.
He's getting bruised up.
Goes out of bounds, 3 seconds left. Now what do you have drawn up? I want to see something crazy.
Yeah, they're taking Eckstein out of the game. Or no. Never mind. I jumped the gun there.
Just went back to get the play call.
You think he told him Hail Mary?
Why not? Why not? Show off the arm, kid.
5-step drop, throw it to Modro.
I think that's the play here. It's come through for this team so many times. There are 3 DBs in his vicinity. And he's down there somewhere. Here's the throw. And it's picked. That is how it ends.
Flea flicker from Tyler, man. Oh!
Oh, and
we've got some late hits.
Yep.
Ref down.
Ref slips trying to make the call there, and everyone's going to be broken up. And separate these two sides. That's the final whistle.
Let's give our seniors a nice round of applause. Thank you, seniors.
And that was senior night, and I would say led for Markesan by Tyler Mast. 27-6, the final. Marshall comes out on top. 8-1 in the regular season. They do take a share of the Eastern Suburban Conference with Horicon Hustaford, who came out on top over Waterloo. tough, gritty game in this weather. But again, I'd reflect this one more time. Pretty tough fight from the home team here in Markesan.
I'm excited for this handshake line after the extracurriculars there.
Yeah, see if it's all kept clean.
Looks like they're doing a good job here.
Yeah, they're staying civil. Hard-fought game.
After that interception, Modrow was walking back, and then somebody on Marshall came and decked him. Ref saw it, threw a flag. Flag doesn't do anything now that game's over, season's over. But if you're Modrow, you just had that whole game. You're getting hit all the time. Now the game's over, and you're still getting hit.
Right, after the final whistle. I mean, tough break for sure, but final score once again here on Daily Dodge TV. Marshall 27, Markesan 6 here on senior night to cap off the regular season. Marshall does take a share of the Eastern Suburban Conference along with Horicon, Hustiford. So off to the postseason, they go with a share of that title. Again, this is Daily Dodge TV brought to you by Columbus Family Dental, Hometown Glass and Improvement, Cousin Subs of Beaver Dam, Park Village Shopping Center, Jerry's Automotive, McKinstry's Home Furnishings, Klodowski Real Estate, Silica for Your Home, Summit Ford, Preferred Dental Partners, Beaver Dam and Mayville Tire and Service, Surefire, Richards Insurance, Slumberland of Beaver Dam and Watertown, Reed Chrysler, Dodge Jeep Ram, Air Care, White Construction, and the dump for Charlie Dern and Corey Sparks. One last time, Marshall 27, Markesan 6.